they want to, and there's like this appearance of, but then there's all this stuff, these crazy hurdles and hoops and things you got to jump and dive through to get across the finish line. Even if they're super welcoming and gracious at the beginning, as you walk in the door, people are stabbing you and shooting you with crossbows or God knows what. Like, it really should be simple. It just seems like it really just could be super simple. And I don't know why everybody feels like they have the right to have feedback on somebody else's property. It's like, if you don't like what's going on, you have your options too. You have your choices. If you decide to learn like the rules after you've purchased something in the area, or the rules change, it's like, sorry, like, this is just how it is all over the place with everything. It's not just with housing. And it's not, I don't care if it's me that builds it or somebody else that builds it, but like, somebody has to build it. And we see like leaving it up to the government to build. What did we get? 4 houses in the last 8 years or something? What was that report? Did you see that? 4 houses were built. I'm sure that's a headline, but like, the point is like, there's more houses burning on fire right now than they are getting added to inventory from any government policies, right? Which is crazy.
Wasn't the community consultation part change? Didn't they restrict how much consultation? Wasn't that part of the province's agenda? Or did that never?
It was in the policy that you weren't going to have the same rights, but that never ended up getting pushed into law. This is still like a framework idea, no?
Well, the idea is that if stuff happens on an as of right basis, then there's no consultation needed for stuff that comes in as of right. Like, if you have permission to do a 6-story building or an 8-story building, and that's what you apply for, and you don't need any relief from the bylaw, then there's no consultation. That you just go through a technical process and you build your building. But if you're, one of the things that did change was the third-party appeals for variances. So the way, like, if you wanted to build a garden suite or a laneway suite and you needed some variances, and you got approved at the committee because your proposal was good and met the 4 tests and everything else, then your neighbors could appeal you on whatever
that's what it
grounds they wanted.
was. That's what the change
and so
was.
that is no longer a thing. So it's great, because when I get something approved at the committee, I get to tell my client, you're good. So no, you don't have to worry about an appeal. But if you get denied, then you get the opportunity to appeal.
Yes.
So we've done that, and it's worked out, thankfully. But
the city can take the developer to T-Lab after the committee approval, or no?
Well, the city could if they wanted. There's only a few people that are allowed to appeal a positive decision from the committee, and the city is one of those agencies. But generally, they don't. Like, there's kind of a waste of time for them, unless the committee makes a absurd decision. Like, if they allowed a residential tower in an employment designation, despite the request to city planning, if they just did that, I'm sure the city would appeal the decision.
The city can appeal the appeal.
Technically you can kick it up to the next level. You can get a review of a T-Lab decision done, but it happens rarely. And if you and OLT decisions like very rarely get bumped up to, I think it's divisional court. If somebody wants to do that, and I've never seen that really turn into anything. So usually
So if anybody's ever been to the fair and they've played that game where you got to shoot at that duck that goes back and forth across the screen, and you got to try and hit it as it's moving, this is what it's like to be a developer in the city of Toronto. Because it's like a moving target that's always changing. And I mean, it's even harder because those are kind of, you can predict where they're going to be because there's, consistent. But, all of a sudden you got all these 30-year-olds that replaced a bunch of 60-year-olds and all, like, now it's like a different lens, right? It's a different perception. So now it's like they're perceiving things a little differently than the last group. And we don't know how they're going to perceive things. And it's mixed with all this new policy. It's like all this happening at the same time. It seems like it could be good, but it's a fucking disaster. It's a wild west right now, no?
But how refreshing was that meeting with on that site, right?
It's so beautiful. It was like, it's crazy. It's almost like too good to be true. And then it's like, Flow test. Oh my God, the flow test. Or
But
we gotta,
you're, with that site, to do the building that you want to do, everybody would have been getting a no,
sure.
for years and years and years, which is why nothing happened on that site. And
Yeah.
then so, we went in, we all looked at it differently. City staff looked at it differently, and we all in that meeting there was a real sense of, hey, let's work together and get this done. Let's figure this out because we don't want it to sit there for another 20 years. And it's that's a great mindset to have. And to be honest, I'm seeing that on a lot of projects when we go in and I think, this might be a little aggressive. And I'm surprised by how open staff are to, going down that road. Like, yeah, okay, it's a little taller than we might like, but you know what? Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
And
What the fuck?
yeah,
Just you're gonna have to
it's
wait a year for a flow test. So
yeah,
it doesn't even matter what happens right now. No, but that's the thing. And that's what I was saying is it's like they want to, and there's like this appearance of, but then there's all this stuff, these crazy hurdles and hoops and things you got to jump and dive through to get across the finish line. Even if they're super welcoming and gracious at the beginning, as you walk in the door, people are stabbing you and shooting you with crossbows or God knows what, all over the place, and things come up and new policies get made. Believe me, like I've been doing this for a while, and to, from the last project to this one, to have this new $40,000 item that I have to do for an application, like that changes things by it's significant. And if your budget's already off because of all the other stupid shit that they've added to it, and now if I have to wait 4, 5, 6 months because of nothing like that, those months cost a lot of fucking money to just sit around, right? And so these are things that like get baked into the stew of this property or this project that don't have to be there. And there's like layer upon layer upon layer. And maybe this is not the area where you can all of a sudden say, hey, if we didn't do that, we could have like given away 2 free units to the homeless or something, right? Because it's like all these stupid things you got to spend money on or wait for. What am I waiting for right now? Right.
I would love somebody to put that on the table in a meeting. We will literally give away 2 units to like on a development that size.
Yeah.
I wonder how they react to that.
Well, but it's
you got to
in
get the housing
place of like
secretary to the table.
But
first.
it's to not wait for an extra 9 months. But like on a project, like let's say that has 200-300 units, right? To wait 6 months for no fucking reason at all. I mean, imagine how much that costs in interest payments. Okay.
Well, then you
push
get
you into a
trading.
renewal, and then you've got all these extra fees, and those fees add up to another unit. Like people just don't realize all these stupid little delays and all these like little add-ons and things. It's like it's holding up units on the market, and it's making the price for everybody higher. Everybody's unit goes up $2 a square foot. Everybody's unit goes up $4 a square foot. And like over time and space, that becomes really much bigger than necessary. It's like stupid. And that's why we have to get 1,700 downtown, because there's all this stupid shit that takes forever, and you don't start construction for 7 years, right? And on a $40-80 million site, to wait for 7 years before construction, imagine how much interest is paid. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Give me the rules, man. Let everybody know that I can do up to 60 stories, and it has to be within this frame. Done.
Well, the province talked a big game after they were elected last time, but we're gonna open it up. We're gonna let everybody build housing. We're gonna get out of the way. So get out of the way. They haven't done that yet.
Way, man.
There's very, very easy things. They got this task force report that they commissioned that they could do a ton of stuff in there. Not all of it's good. Some of it's a bit ridiculous.
How many units could we have made without that commission? How much did that commission cost that we didn't do anything with? That could have been like, right? Like there's all these things that are just getting pushed to these weird, stupid places that cost everybody. Everybody at some point pays for this shit as a collective.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our clips channel. Why don't you go and check out some more clips? We got lots of other good content somewhere over here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.